A recession can feel scary, but the truth is, you can prepare and protect yourself before it hits. In this video, I'll share simple steps to build an emergency fund, reduce unnecessary expenses, and stay invested even during tough times. If you want to feel more confident about your finances no matter what the economy looks like, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more money tips. Economic recessions are an inevitable part of the financial cycle. They bring uncertainty, job losses, rising prices, market crashes, and a general sense of instability. While no one can predict exactly when the next recession will hit, being financially prepared can make all the difference between barely surviving and staying secure. I learned this firsthand during a period of financial instability when my income suddenly dropped, and I had no choice but to rely on savings. That experience taught me that the best time to prepare for a recession is before it arrives. Preparation doesn't just protect your money, it protects your peace of mind. Point 10. Understanding the nature of a recession before you can prepare, you need to understand what you're preparing for. A recession is simply a slowdown in economic activity. Businesses earn less, cut costs, and sometimes lay off employees. Consumers spend less, stock markets dip, and unemployment rises. While all of this sounds scary, it's important to remember that recessions are temporary. Historically, most recessions last less than 2 years, while economic growth periods often last much longer. For example, after the 2008 financial crisis, the U.S. economy entered its longest expansion in history. Understanding that downturns don't last forever helps you avoid panic and instead focus on preparation. Point 9. Building an emergency fund for peace of mind. An emergency fund is your financial winter coat. It keeps you protected when the chill sets in. Most experts recommend 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses. That may sound like a huge amount, but it doesn't need to be overwhelming. Start small. Maybe your first goal is $500, then $1,000. From there, aim for 1 month of expenses and then 2. Over time, those savings become a safety net. Point 2. Families both face a layoff during a recession. One family has $5,000 in emergency savings. They cut expenses, dip into their fund, and survive until the job market improves. The other family has nothing saved and is forced to rely on credit cards, taking on high-interest debt that follows them long after the economy recovers. The difference between the two outcomes isn't luck, it's preparation. Point 8. Reducing non-essential expenses before you're forced to. One of the best ways to prepare for a recession is to trim your lifestyle before you're forced to. When times are good, people often sign up for extra subscriptions, eat out regularly, or buy things impulsively online. These little luxuries feel fine in growth years, but they become heavy burdens when the economy slows. For example, maybe you spend $12 on a streaming subscription, $40 a week on takeout, and $100 a month on impulse shopping. That's nearly $350 a month, or $4,200 a year. Cutting those expenses doesn't just free up cash for savings, it also makes it easier to live on less if your income drops. Point 7. Paying down high-interest debt before it crushes you. Debt is stressful in the best of times. In a recession, it can be suffocating. Imagine owing $10,000 on credit cards with a 20% interest rate and then losing your job. Suddenly, you're not only struggling to pay your bills, but also watching your debt snowball. That's why paying down high-interest debt is a top priority. Use strategies like the debt avalanche, tackle the highest interest first, or the debt snowball, start with the smallest balance for quick wins. Every dollar of debt you eliminate now is one less bill to stress about later. Plus, freeing up your income gives you more flexibility if times get tough. If you can't pay off everything, at least work to lower interest rates. Call your credit card company and ask for a rate reduction, or consider a balance transfer to a 0% interest card. These small moves can make a big difference when money is tight. Point 6. Diversifying your income streams for stability. In a recession, relying on just one source of income is risky. If that paycheck disappears, your entire financial foundation crumbles. That's why diversifying income streams is so powerful. Even small side hustles can provide a cushion. For example, someone who drives Uber on weekends, sells digital designs online, or freelances as a writer might earn an extra $500 a month. That money could go straight into savings or help cover essential bills if their primary income disappears. Point 5. Staying invested instead of panicking. One of the biggest mistakes people make in a recession is selling their investments at the bottom. When markets crash, fear takes over and people think, I need to get out before I lose everything. But historically, those who hold on or even buy more recover much faster. For example, during the 2008 crisis, the S&P 500 dropped by more than 50%. Many investors panicked and sold. But those who stayed invested saw the market rebound and eventually reach record highs. Someone who sold at the bottom locked in losses. Someone who stayed the course multiplied their wealth. The key is to remember that investing is a long-term game. Yes, your portfolio might look painful during a recession, but history shows that markets recover. By continuing to invest through dollar-cost averaging, you're buying shares at lower prices, setting yourself up for future gains. Point 4. Strengthening your career and skill set. Money is important, but so is your ability to earn it. During a recession, companies tighten budgets and often cut staff. That's why strengthening your career makes you more resilient. Update your resume. Network regularly. Learn new skills, whether it's coding, project management, or even public speaking. Many free online courses, Coursera, LinkedIn Learning, YouTube tutorials, can sharpen your expertise. Employees who continuously grow are often seen as more valuable, and therefore less likely to be laid off. Point 3. Reviewing insurance and safety nets. Unexpected emergencies don't stop for recessions. Cars break down. People get sick. Accidents happen. Without proper insurance, these events can become financial disasters. Review your health, auto, home, and even life insurance policies. Make sure you have enough coverage to protect yourself without overpaying for extras. For example, a high-deductible plan might lower monthly premiums but leave you vulnerable if you don't have savings. On the other hand, paying for duplicate coverage is a waste. Point 2. Creating a lean, bare-bones budget. A bare-bones budget is your survival plan. It's the stripped-down version of your finances where you spend only on essentials, housing, food, utilities, and transportation. Knowing this number is crucial. For example, if your household normally spends $4,000 a month but could survive on $2,500 by cutting luxuries, you have flexibility. That difference gives you peace of mind and allows you to stretch savings further. Try practicing a bare-bones budget for a month, even when times are good. It's a powerful exercise that shows you just how much you can adapt if you need to. Point 1. Focusing on mindset and long-term discipline. Finally, the most important recession survival tool is your mindset. Fear leads to panic decisions, selling investments, overspending, or giving up hope. But preparation builds confidence. If you've saved an emergency fund, reduced expenses, paid down debt, and created multiple income streams, you'll face the storm from a position of strength. Recessions don't last forever. They may test you, but they also create opportunities. Many successful investors and entrepreneurs built wealth by staying steady during downturns. With the right mindset and consistent habits, you won't just survive a recession. You'll come out of it more financially secure than ever before. Preparing for a recession isn't about fear. It's about being smart with your money. By building savings, cutting back on what you don't need, and staying consistent with your investments, you can come out even stronger. If this video helped you, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more financial strategies. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.